hairline not crisp, all that. He was up in there killing it. Rocky Marciano or Joe Frazier? Rocky Marciano or Joe Frazier. You know, the thing about Rocky Marciano, he has a little Deontay Wilder to him. What I mean by that is Rocky Marciano is hard to throw skill in the mix because Rocky, he did a lot of things wrong. He punched off the wrong foot. He started late as an adult, started boxing like Deontay Wilder. But there were these X factors that he had, and there were extremely tangible things he had. You know, like a hard chin, like never losing stamina. He had his power, just like Deontay Wilder in the 12, 15 rounds. Rocky Marciano was a great stalker. He knew where to place his punches. You know, definitely, I think he's a harder puncher than Joe Frazier. You know, what you got to do is look at that Frazier versus Bonavena fight. Look at that fight where Bonavena knocked down Frazier and how he did it. Okay, and this was a young Frazier. The fight is in black and white. Bonavena and Frazier, both of them in their primes. You got to look at that fight. Rocky Marciano, he never lost, but, you know, a lot of those guys were over the hill, but he lost a lot of guys I give him credit to. That's a good fight because Joe Frazier's going to be busy. Both of them, neither one going to say die, right? Joe Frazier got a chin out of this world, but not enough chin to take on George Foreman. But the thing about George Foreman, he was able to body Joe Frazier. Think about how he was pushing him around and throwing him around and hitting him where he felt. That was a bad beating. It wasn't just the power, it was his size, his length, the way he fought him. You know, I may give that one to The Rock, man. I may give it to Rocky Marciano. Bonavena was a rugged adjutant. Yeah, what happened to Bonavena? How did he go? How did he die? Was he killed? I think Bonavena was killed, bro. Prime Mike Tyson versus Prime Lennox Lewis. Your videos are perfect. Thank you so much. I got Prime Mike Tyson knocking out Lennox Lewis. I think Mike Tyson was made for guys like Lennox. I mean, Lennox Lewis was made for guys like Tyson. Tyson was made to take on, because Lennox Lewis wasn't that fast. He didn't have, you know, he wasn't light on his feet. He was a tall, rangy guy, but he couldn't move particularly crazy well. He had a great jab, a crazy right hand, but he didn't have the best chin in the world. Mike Tyson, I think he breaks him down. I think he knocks him out. Jack Dempsey or Joe Louis. See, that's one of those things. You talking about who wins in a fight? You know, I think Jack Dempsey can fight today. You know, once again, we see types like those guys in the past, and we see them do well, and then we get shocked when we shouldn't. Beterbiev or Beterbiev. We saw how he fought. He fought like the guys in the day. He was patient. He wasn't blazing fast. He didn't show an advanced way of fighting. He showed a barbaric, sweet science way of fighting, and you saw how well he did. You know, so I'm saying Jack Dempsey right now would be knocking guys out. Jack Dempsey was, you know, before his time. That's a hard fight, you know. That's a hard fight. I like Joe Louis's his catch and hook. I like the way he moves his head just slightly. I like how he didn't burn too much energy. I love his power, right? You can drop Jack Dempsey, but you can drop Joe Louis. If you talk about best out of 3 fights, I give a slight edge to Joe Louis. Harry Greb or Canelo. See, that's the thing about Harry Greb. You have to read up on Harry Greb. Once again, it's just like Black Murderers Row. You got to read up on a lot of those guys. What are their names? Holman Williams. Have we ever seen him fight? I've never seen Holman Williams fight, but I know he was a bad boy. You had Eddie Fudge that said Holman Williams, he'd rather see Holman Williams spar than fight. Who else was on Black Murderers Row? Aaron Wade. Have you ever seen him fight? Charlie Burley, we've seen some footage on him. But you have to really look at these guys, and a lot of these guys, you didn't see their matches. Burt Lytle, you ever see him fight? Lloyd Marshall, you ever see him fight? Who else was on Black Murderers Row? I said Eddie Booker. Did I say Eddie Booker? But Holman Williams and Charlie Burley. Both those guys beat Archie Moore, and we've seen Archie Moore fight. So Harry Greb, you got to read up on them to kind of know. It's like Sam Langford. You know how good they must have been. But it's kind of hard. Styles make fights, and when you haven't seen enough of their style, it's very